Has to do a reading on the meeting yesterday where Trump had the meltdown mode. So what I got, and I'm using the Osho, one of the Osho decks, the Lenormand and the Kipper. So in the center of it we have, is that Trump or what? The political snake. Okay. We've got in the center of it the political snake. Donald Trump. We've got the work, and we've got the trees, slow, steady growth. So I think this work, when I see them doing the work here, digging, I think they're working to bury him, actually. Okay, he's being more and more exposed behind his mask. The more work they do, the more they keep digging, okay? The what's growing is showing Donald Trump, showing who and what he is. This mask is being removed, and it's really showing what a snake he truly is. Even the Republicans, they can't continue to look the other way because more and more his mask is being taken off. They're seeing behind the mask, okay? So, what we have underneath of it all again, we have him sitting back there thinking he's large and in charge and just kicking back and doing whatever he wants to. But we have here mirroring someone or something beautiful and a good gentleman. So, with this nonsense that's going on, Pelosi and Schumer left. Okay, they want to mirror something good. They didn't get caught in his web with with his drama. Okay, they just got up and walked out, and we're not having this. Okay, they'd rather mirror something good. And again, Pelosi is smart. She tries to keep everything at a low key, working underneath, to get the stuff to go forward and to show Trump what he is. Okay. Above it, we have the guidance. Okay, so what's moving forward? This is like the Chariot card, really, usually. The Chariot. So what's moving forward? It says impression we make and how we're perceived. Okay. Well, it's showing an illness card here, short illness. Well, so what this is telling me, we have the Chariot, how you're perceived, showing that with that meeting yesterday, Trump was showing himself to be mentally unstable. Okay. So what is showing up? Again, Chariot, the guidance of an illness, the impression we make, how we're perceived. Okay. Well, with the meltdown and what he was saying, it's showing he's mentally ill. Okay, so that's what we have with that. Going into it, we have he's in isolation. Okay, closed off. Again, the depression mode, the exposure. This is the camera, the exposing his ego, that he is not a happy person. He's really kind of on his own, and he's getting more and more wrapped up in his drama. He's not listening to anybody. He's not taking advice. Okay, his ego is running the show. And grief and adversity. He's put everybody in an adverse position with this thing he's done with Syria. Okay. Oh, excuse me. But what we have here is something being birthed. underneath of it, we have a great happiness and a man. Okay. So underneath of it, they know something is being birthed that's coming out of this, and they have the patience to wait it through. Okay. Again, Pelosi's got a lot of patience. So what are they patient about? They know that the burden that's being carried, we've got the raccoon, shrewdness, knowing how to make it happen, and we've got the courts. Okay. Pelosi knows it's a matter of time. He keeps losing in the court action after court action after court action, loss after loss after loss after loss, and Trump is acting out. Okay? And she is shrewd. She's not taken in by his drama. Okay? The more this goes on, the more of the burden he's got. Okay? So just keep acting out. Show how mentally unstable you are. Okay? And now that your actions with Syria has taken us into a precarious position, okay, that's enough to make more of the Republicans start to step back. In his meltdown in the thing yesterday, he's becoming more and more unstable as they go. Okay. So they just keep looking at his instability and his drama. So that's what I see happened with the meeting yesterday in there. Trump is going to become more and more isolated the more he does this stuff, acting out. He's losing more and more of the court cases. Okay. He's showing, again, who and what he is. The mask is coming off more and more. And the more that, that this stuff is put out there, the more the Republicans cannot continue to spin it. So I think that's what it has to do with that mask being pulled off, the false politics and stuff that he's doing, is that they can no longer continue to shield him, make excuses, and, that's becoming more and more difficult for them to do, to continue to come up with some kind of a rational excuse for him, okay? Because they see all rationality has gone out the door. He hasn't listened to his advisor. He's a loose cannon. And now he's trouble. Okay. Every day that passes, he's getting more and more crazed. And they're having more and more difficult time to defend him, protect him. Okay. So that's what I get from the meeting yesterday. Pelosi and them are biding their time. And the more Trump has these blow-ups and shows himself to be the fool that he is, the better it is for the Democrats. The more unstable he looks. Well, he is, not just looks. He is totally unstable. Okay? So, Sondland is praising the ousted Ukraine ambassador, calling her excellent, okay? And he's going to fess up that Trump told him to write that tweet. Trump told him what to write in that message. And then Trump points to the message and says, look what he says. I mean, he's the one that said it. No, Trump is the one that wrote it and demanded that he say that. So now it's, like I said, it's all being exposed. And the more exposure that comes, the more that mask is being torn away. And people see just how ugly the Republican agenda politics is, that they have been rallying around this snake. Okay? So the snake is being revealed, and the Republican Party, That's why I kept saying, there needs to be a new party. He has trashed the Republican image so bad. They're going to have to reform, rename it, do something, because the Trump brand is now stamped on the Republican Party. Okay? Just call them Retrumpians. Okay? The Retrumpians are going to have to reform and rename it, take it out of being called Republican after what he's done and how absolutely horrid he's been. They're going to have to, that's what I was saying a long time ago when people weren't understanding what I'm saying. I said there needs to be a new political party because Trump has trashed all the values that the Republicans, conservatives, said they were standing for. Instead of getting a conservative, they got an anarchist in there. The likes of Stephen Miller. Okay. All of the Breitbart stuff, this neo-Nazism, okay. So that's what they've got leading now, that the Republican Party has become basically the neo-Nazi agenda of white supremacy and stupidity across the board, okay? So we'll have to see what happens, but that's what I got from the meeting that happened yesterday. It did not serve Trump well at all, okay? It showed him to be the fool that he is. So let's see what goes forward. Thanks for your question, Aho.